Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome back to the Long Beach State Dynasty. We continue season number 7 here as we start conference play. We are 8-4 going into it. And I remember all you guys and your submissions. I make sure I get you guys on the conference teams. That's what I like to do in this series. So if you do not see your guy or you do not know what I'm talking about, in the community tab each season, kind of towards the end of the year, so once the NCAA tournament and the conference tournament starts, I do post in the community tab asking for player submissions, and then I do rename conference teams to you guys. It's a little different than football because, you know, each team has about 15 guys on the roster. It's a good way to get all of you guys involved in this series, and I'm, happy that for the guys that did make it and for the guys that didn't keep trying, I go through everybody, so it's kind of a process, but I get it done. And thank you guys for all your submissions. You guys make this series a whole lot more fun. Now, I think going forward in this series with freshmen coming in, I will probably edit the ratings because I think that, guys that are highly recruited should be higher overall as freshmen, because a lot of times you see, seniors and juniors as the best overall guys on the team. But in real life, sometimes, the freshmen that come in are the high overall guys. So I definitely want to change that going forward, and we'll see how that works. I won't rename or change stats for guys on our team, but for other teams around the country. So last episode, we floated around the idea of putting David Gill in the starting lineup, and I want to see what it's like to put him at the 3, have kind of a small ball lineup, keep Heineke and Teixeira as the 2 big men, and see what happens. So the first game here in the Gamecast, now I will use this entire episode for conference play. I really care about the conference tournament rather than, conference play in the regular season. That's the thing that I really care about with conference play. So we will get through the remainder of the season in this episode. So let's just see what David Gill does in the starting lineup in 2 sim situations. So the first game, he only had 3 points there versus Oregon State, big time win, but then we lose big time to UCLA, and it wasn't a pretty showing from Gill. If we just look at his stats here, he only had 2 points. So that's 3 points in the first, 2 in the second. I think that's a short experiment for us. I definitely wanted to have scoring there at the 3, so I'm going to have to try something different here. And I'm going to have to probably change my entire lineup. So Jonathan Heineke, who is kind of like a Tim Duncan-esque player, he's not going to do anything special. He's not going to be a go-to. He's just going to be a solid contributor. I'm going to put him on the bench. He was a McDonald's All-American. This is a big-time move. I'm going to put Jacob Ray in the starting lineup because he has 96 field goal. Maybe he can give us some scoring here, give us 2 twin towers in the middle that can score and put the ball in the basket. We already know what Teixeira can do. And then I'm going to decide to put Eric Carlos at the 3. Now, initially, I wanted to keep him off the bench because of his energy, but let's just see what this lineup does. So next, we're going up against Arizona State, and we're already off to a big lead. Look at this lead. We're out rebounding them by almost triple right now, and you just see everybody in the starting lineup is scoring about 20 so points. In our starting lineup with Jacob Ray, Teixeira, and also our third guy in Carlos, all scored over 20 points in this debut. We score 109 to 41 versus Arizona State. I mean, we absolutely destroyed them. So we're going to see what this looks like on the court for ourselves as we go up against number 6 Arizona. Now, remember Arizona, we faced them 3 times last season, beat them all 3 times, and the 3rd time was for the national championship. So we faced them once again. They get their rematch, which we'll always play them twice a year anyway, so they'll always have the rematch. But still, this is going to be interesting. I want to see what this Arizona team is about now, because I'm thinking they want revenge from last year. I mean, we swept them. We haven't done that before to a team where we just absolutely dominated them, and it was such a high stakes opponent, as they did end up winning the Pac-12. So here we go. Let's start off this game here as we do win the tip-off. Eric Carlos gets the first shot of the game, and Teixeira misses a tip right under the hoop. And now here comes Arizona the other way. Here's a jump shot, and that is good. Sammy Freeman knocks it down, and it's a 2-0 lead here for Arizona. Who scores the first bucket of this game for LBSU? It's Michael Workman. He gets the pick all the way to the basket, and that one does tie the game up. As here we are playing some defense here. Here is Sammy Freeman with the ball, getting double teamed at about half court. He drives all the way to the basket and throws it up. It's an and one. Sammy Freeman scores the first couple of buckets here for Arizona and gets them going on offense. And now it's a 5-2 game. Here we are against a full court press. Here is Teixeira. He's taking the three. And you know he's going to make that one. He is such a versatile player. And now we get it to him in the post. 5-5. Back out to Danks. And he knocks it down. Now Danks is such a good catch and shoot player. I do like when he shoots less. Let's see what he does in this one. As here's Teixeira. He gets the rebound up the court to Carlos, who goes coast to coast. Hop step all the way. And it's good. Carlos is going to be one of those guys that's going to be different for us. We haven't had a guy like him in our program. And now here's a block going the other way. Here's Arizona in 2-on-2. In the fast break, throws it up at the rim, and it's going to be a foul. Danny Goff, the freshman, goes to the free throw line. And this is one of those examples here. You know, Danny Goff was one of those highly recruited freshmen last year, but he's actually in the starting lineup, but he's not the highest rated guy. I'm going to change that going forward. Incoming freshmen are going to be one of the highest guys, especially if they're highly recruited, going to these top schools. So Jacob Ray gets going on the hook shot. Want to see what he can do. Here's Heineke, who checks into the game, who's adjusting to his new role in the post. He misses, but Jacob Ray on the offensive boards. He puts it up, and it's good. It's 15-14 early on for Arizona, but Ray is getting going. Here's Carlos driving to the bucket, and he gets the contact, and he does get the bucket. No foul called. And now 16-15. Here's Heineke throwing up a shot. Another offensive rebound. It's Ray who puts it up, and it's good. It's an and one. How about Jacob Ray? 2 big offensive rebounds early on, getting his starting opportunity, and he gets it to go. So we do decide to just switch it up on defense. I want to just experiment here and switch to a 2-3 zone. Here's a missed shot by Arizona. Here we go the other way. Nick Miles gets a nice pass from Danks, and it's good. And now let's see what this 2-3 zone looks like here. Here's a 3, and that is missed off the mark. And here we go the other way. A great outlet pass up to Nick Miles again, and he gets it to go. 23-15. And this 2-3 zone looks good. Here's another contested 3 off the mark. And good defense being played by LBSU. Pass inside. And another miss. I think I'm going to play this 2-3 zone going forward quite a bit when we need some stops. And now here's Eric Carlos in the corner. He gets it to go. 28-17. A 3 by Carlos. He's got 7 first half points. And now our offense is clicking. Here's a hook shot. That's Solomon Teixeira in the post. He gets it to go. He is averaging about 28, 29 points a game. And now playing this full court press is Arizona, but nobody stops the ball. It is going to be Michael Workman all the way to the cup. And now 2 minutes left here in the first half. Here is Workman getting a pick out to Jonathan Heineke for 3, and he nails it. We rarely take 3-point shots with Heineke, and he knocks that one down. He was wide open. 28-36. So 8 seconds to go here in the first half, and that is Teixeira who draws a foul. He knocks down both free throws. A 10-point game here as they try to get the last shot off here. 2 seconds left over Heineke, and it's off. This 2-3 zone is really working. Arizona only scores 28 in the first half. Great defensive effort by LBSU, and we have the lead. So you can already see that Arizona is shooting 37% from the field, and we are shooting 60%. That's that defense at work. Let's see what we can do in the second half. Up by 8 now. Here's a shot in the post, and that is good. Aaron Patel, who is their highest rated guy. And now down, up by 6 now. Pass inside. Jacob Ray, nice pass by Workman. And that's only a pass that Workman can make. He is our best passer on the squad. That's why he averages about 9 assists a game. And here's an outside shot. Jacob Ray nails it. He can shoot from inside and outside. He's been quite the spark since we put him in the lineup. And now here's Teixeira getting the ball in the post, throwing it down. Over one of their best players, Sammy Freeman, and Teixeira getting going in this one. Up by 6 once again, 49-43. Workman out for the 3, and he nails it. Now it's a 9-point game, 52-43. Here's Teixeira in the post once again. He throws it down over Sammy Freeman. You can't stop him when he's that close. And now it's 54-43. Back the other way. Missed 3-point shot. Teixeira, nice pass all the way up the court. to Workman, who gets the and one. Great pass by Teixeira, looking for his point guard all the way up the court. And that was an excellent pass right on target, getting the and one to go as Workman. And now there's 9 minutes to go. It looks like our defense is just locking in here, as here's Jenkins, who checks into the game. He lost his starting job early on in the season. Now he's getting some burn off the bench. We're definitely going to need our whole team, as here's some more defense being played here in this 2-3 zone. In transition, passing it. It gets deflected, but back to Workman. It's good. 61-47 at that point. Now 5.5 minutes left. Teixeira with the pick. Back out Danks. Danks shoots the three. It's good. I think Danks is such a better player when we don't give him, that go-to scorer type of mentality. He needs to be just a catch-and-shoot guy who's a good contributor when he gets his number called. Here's Teixeira, who hits another three. 15-point lead up to this point. And now 2 minutes left. Here's Jacob Ray showing off the handles, and he gets to the basket and a layup. He can do it all. What a debut from Jacob Ray here in the starting lineup. He is also our best free throw shooter. Fun fact there is now he goes to the free throw line. 19 points in his debut here as we are controlling the team. And he nails the first. That's 20 points. And the next free throw can make it 21 in the debut, and it's good. And LBSU goes on to win this game by 11. Great showing from the squad here. We switched up the offense. We switched up the lineup, I should say. And then we switched to the 2-3 zone. But Jacob Ray was such a great addition to this starting lineup. I mean, honestly, 22 points, 9 rebounds in his debut. A lot of those came on the offensive side of the ball, which is amazing because we don't really get too many second chance opportunities. And seeing that we can get a guy in there, the Twin Towers and Ray and Teixeira, I love these guys. And then adding Carlos to it, just giving us a different dynamic. He had 7 in the first half, didn't score a point since, but he didn't need to. I mean, our team was just that good today. Danks was better in lower volume. 4 for 4 from the field, 2 for 2 from 3, and look at the efficiency from 3-point. We're not taking as many threes as we did last year, but it's just more efficient now. We're working it inside in the post. Jacob Ray is amazing. Teixeira, you already know what he's going to do, and then Workman setting everybody up. I mean, that's just the type of offense we have now, and it's a lot different than what we're used to. We're not as good of a 3-point shooting team this year as years past, but that's okay. We can find a new way to get it done. Danny Goff for Arizona had 19 points for the freshman. He had 4 assists as well, and it was just a good victory here versus Arizona at home. So then we go on the road and face Arizona, and Arizona has still not beaten us in this series. And look at this. We're on track to beat them once again, and we will finish 5-0 in 2 seasons versus Arizona. This is just amazing. 93-84, much of the same of last game. Teixeira had 28. Ray had 21 and 11. I mean, these two guys are going to be a force here this season. As now we look to play Stanford, and I want to play this game because Stanford is a team that we just can never beat. They're 8-14 overall. You would think that they're not a great team, but for some reason, Stanford always has our number. I want to get this victory in this game. So we jump in here in the second half here with about 10.5 minutes left here. Stanford's up by 7. So here is Carlos in the post. We try to work it inside to him, and he does draw the foul. And he goes to the free throw line, Rich Passiani. And you know about these environments here in this game. I have no idea why they made it so tough on the road in these top 25 environments because you can barely hit a free throw. And now it's 58-51. We missed both free throws. So here's an offensive board by Stanford and put up and in. And that's the thing with Stanford. They just have such good big men every time you play them, and there is a 3 knockdown, and it's up to a 10-point game. So here's Workman now getting a pick from Jacob Ray. He gets to the basket, and now it's just an 8-point game. Here's a deflection this time, but recovered by Stanford all the way to the basket. Alley-oop pass, it's good. Back to a 10-point lead. We cannot trim this lead down, and drawing free throws is not drawing fouls is not going to work because it's so hard to hit free throws. Here's Danks on the outside. He nails the 3. Now it's to a 7-point game here, 6 minutes to go. So they get it back to 9 points. Here is a hop step and a travel, but they get the foul call. Solomon Teixeira gets called for the foul. And now they're up by 11. Here's a deflection. Good defense being played by Stanford. Spin move in transition. Layup. It's good. They're playing good defense and also playing good offense. And now here's Stanford getting to the bucket now. And another foul. And, man, I don't know what it is. We just cannot beat Stanford. And now here's a missed shot. Here's Heineke the other way. Under a minute and a half left. Danks, he just pulls from three. Why not let it fly? 71-81. And now a minute 20 left. Stanford trying to ice this game. Jump shot in the post, and it is good. Up to a 12-point lead at that point. And now under a minute to go. Carlos on the rebound. Here we go the other way. Jenkins, he looks to the outside. Nick Miles in the corner. He shoots the three, and good. And we get the foul call on that one. 83-77, and he goes to the free throw line and actually does hit the free throw. It's down to a 5-point lead just like that. So 5-point lead. Here's Teixeira in the post. He gets it done with the traffic. No foul call, though. 83-80. We do have 26 seconds left. Only down by 3 after that 3 and that bucket inside by Teixeira. And that was a 6-point swing. But we put Stanford on the free throw line. They hit the first and hit the second. It's now a 5-point game. And now we need a quick 3 here. Here's Workman. He's open. He's got to hit this one, and it is off. Marlon Marlowe on the rebound, and we do end up losing this game by 5. I just don't know what it is about Stanford. We just cannot beat them in this game. It's kind of like us in Arizona. We beat Arizona every time, and Stanford beats us every time. I have no idea what's going on there. We just cannot get the victory. And Stanford goes on to win this one. And this year in conference play, I mean, it's pretty much like every team beating up on each other. It's not that, every team is, or some teams are better than others this year. I think the Pac-12 is just a tough conference this year. We have a lot of incoming freshmen who are very good. Marlon Marlowe, one of the best juniors. He scored 10 and 15. Tommy Hicks is good. Rich Passiani, one of those examples of those guys I'm going to boost as true freshmen. Probably come next year. I'll probably do it next year when incoming freshmen come in. Owen Heffer is a guy. He's 79 overall, freshman off the bench. Definitely want to give those guys higher overalls coming in and kind of boosting their one and done probability, because I definitely want to see that more. And to end conference play, we do go up against Washington, and let's just see what happens here at the end of the game. Let's show some quick highlights. Here is Carlos from the outside. He knocks down a shot, and here we go the other way after a block from Solomon Teixeira. Danks pushes it up the court. Here is Eric Carlos again. He's just feeling it. He's stopping and shooting. It's good. 84-60, and Carlos has a couple of quick buckets. And here he is in the corner again. He's feeling it from the corner, and he nails it. 87-63. I didn't know Carlos was this good of a shooter. 87-65. How about one more time? It's good. Eric Carlos nailing the shots from deep this game. And that's the story of this one, as Eric Carlos gets hot in the second half. Teixeira finishes it off. His own offensive rebound, he puts it up. 101-80 ends up being the final score. And we end up number 4 in the country at this point. As after that Stanford game, we just kind of went on a run. Solomon Teixeira, 29-19. Olin Edwards for them had 19-19. But it was just a good victory here, a blowout in front of a sold-out Washington crowd as well. And this team is just electric now. I think that we found our spark here, adding Carlos and Ray to the lineup. Carlos is just a interesting player. I mean, I don't know where the ceiling is for him. He is just that talented. Teixeira does his thing in this one, 11-19, 8-14 for Carlos, 7-12 from Ray. I mean, that's the type of efficiency we have with our big men this year. That's just going to have to be how we dominate games, by just out-rebounding guys, by dominating them inside offensive rebounds, things like that, second chance opportunities, fast break opportunities, outlet passes, things like that. That's what's going to get it done this year. So after that Stanford loss, you can just see right here, we were 16-7 at that point. We beat Oregon State, Oregon, we beat Stanford finally, UCLA, Oregon, USC, and Washington. We end the season with a 7-game winning streak, and that propels us to the number 4 team in the country. And we have the most losses of any top 5 team, but it's because our schedule is so tough. And oh yeah, by the way, Solomon Teixeira is now the front runner for National Player of the Year. Bob Small, the only guy to stop Solomon Teixeira this year, is right behind him. I could see a matchup possibly in the NCAA tournament where we take on them again. That would be epic. So let's just go over the season highlights. We end the season here 24-7, number 4 ranked in the country before starting conference tournament play. That's the tournament that actually matters to me right now because, like I said, regular season, I wanted to get through it and I wanted to play in conference tournament because we did not win at all last year in the conference tournament. We lost our first round game to Stanford, who we got a first round bye. We played them in the second round and we lost that game versus Stanford. Stanford continues to beat us for some reason. Well, you could just see like the difference between, having certain guys in the lineup. I mean, look at Ray and Carlos. I mean, they got their averages up to 10 and 8 and actually 10 and 5 for Ray and then 8 and 4 respectively for Eric Carlos. And those guys only started half the season and they look good. I mean, this is just dominant fashion from our big men and then our forward and Carlos. I mean, I think this is just going to be the way it's going to be. Heineke coming off the bench. I'm sure he's not happy. He was averaging about 9 and 9 when he came out of the starting lineup, but I just needed a different type of spark, and I think Heineke coming off the bench is still good. We tried David Gill in the starting lineup. It just didn't work. He's still a good shooter. I think he's got a bright future with the program, but right now probably just isn't his time. Nick Miles is just interesting. He has those games where he comes off, and he's just a spark plug off the bench. He'll get his shine, I'm sure, in the conference and the NCAA tournament. We'll have to see about that. But I'm excited for this team now that we made this change. I think that we are on our way to really finding our identity late in the season, and I think we got to ride with it. So we end up being the number 1 seed this year in the Pac-10 tournament. I'm going to say Pac-12 tournament, and we will play the winner of Oregon State and USC in the first round in the quarterfinals. Then Cal and Washington are on our side as well. And then Arizona ends up with the number 2 seed on the other side. UCLA and Stanford are on the other side of the bracket as well. So we won't have to play Stanford unless they make it to the conference tournament championship. But we do have the automatic bid. But as number 4 seed in the number 4 rank in the country, we want to lock up that number 1 overall seed. We did not get it last year. We want to do it this year. That's a big goal of ours. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. The Pac-12 tournament is coming up next episode. So stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still trying to fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on.